Hi, welcome to the next edition of KebbieG's specialty list. Today we're going to be trying out Hardened Scales. We got a brand new card with Sharp-Eyed Rookie. Now, I wanted to go a different route this time around because we do kind of get got by Lockdown to the point where this deck is kind of unplayable because of Lockdown. So we're going to be trying out a different type of build with it. And I really want to try out Thrill Seeker. And since Thrill Seeker technically is 3 mana, I think this deck, maybe Hardened Scales, should be playing Collected Company. So that should allow us to rebuild after a lockdown much more consistently and better, even though most of our stuff still gets got by a lockdown. So the other key things is, since we have Thrill Seeker, we're going to try Naya, right? So what we pick up from red is Thrill Seeker. We're going to try out Spellbreaker because it is 3 power or maybe even 4 power. So that way we can maybe get Rookie up to a 4/4, a 3/3, something like that. At least get it sprocked. We also have Bone Crusher Giant because it's also a 4/3. So that's kind of what things we're trying out from red with Hardened Scales. If you like Hardened Scales, smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. Let's get there together. Let's break down the deck list and see the deck in action. So the deck list, we have 2 Cauldrons, 3 Thrill Seekers. I could mix it up, fudge with the numbers a little bit, but 28 creatures is the bare minimum I think you need with Coco to make it consistently okay. So to compensate, we are playing 2 Cauldrons. Maybe we should go up a Cauldron, down a Coco. I'm not really sure. 22 lands could be maybe a little high. We'll see how we actually function with lands. I don't think the mana base is really all that bad. We do have 8 fast lands, 8 shocks. So that's pretty decent for a mana base. And then we still have utility lands like Boseiju. Other than that, we have 1 white drop, turn 1, which is Initiate. Then we have our Brawler and Mentor, which are pretty decent off of Coco. So that's kind of nice. Sideboard, though, we do have 2 Portable Holes for aggro, 3 Damping Spheres for Lotus Field, 3 Invasions of Gomikon for control, stuff like that. Push off those rafts. That matchup, you probably can go down on Hardened Scales since Lockdown is kind of really bad in that matchup. It hits us, decent in that matchup. They have 2 Ranger classes, also could be for the grinding matchups. 3 Oozes for Graveyard Hate. 2 Knight of Autumns is our choice for artifact removal and enchantment removal. Also against aggro can gain us 4 life. Maybe it's better than Gruul Breaker in those particular matchups. So that is what we're trying out today. Let's see if Hardened Scales Naya Coco could be competitive in Pioneer. Let's get into it. Forest, Pelt Collector, say go. Island, passes. Plains is good here. So play the Plains, play Sharp-Eyed Rookie, shove for 2, say go. Field of Ruin, passes. Stomping Grounds untapped. Scales, Brawler, grow the team, and shove for 8 cycles for desperation, trying to find something. So I think we have basically a 2-turn clock here. Hits you to 10 past the turn. Now he has to answer my Brawler, and he doesn't have double white for a lockdown. He plays a Field. What kind of answer do you have? Field of Ruins. So we do lose. Oh wow, we have all of our basics, so we do get, and then a push. So we'll go ahead and crack the clue, draw, and go to combat. I am assuming I'm only dealing 8 this turn. Actually, that's Xaxes. Sweet Pelt Collector trigger. All right, got game 1. Probably Invasions in. And that's essentially it. Now, what can I go down? Maybe 1 Hardened Scales, 1 Cauldron, another Cauldron, maybe? Run it like that? Tap Sewers for the opponent. This was a very painful mulligan. Temple Garden, untapped. Pelt Collector, say go. Island, passes. Stomping Ground, untapped. Brawler, Censors, that's fine. Shove for 1, say go. Play the Marsh, passes. Play another Botanical Brawler, pushes. Pass the turn. Cycles a Shark Typhoon. Pathway on blue. Passes. Shock myself. Play Initiate. Go to combat. Shove. Makes a 2/2 shark. Stomp the shark. Plays an island. passes. Play a Mentor, Sabotage, go to combat, shove, training, which pumps the other dude, hits you for 5, plays a Tap Tive, passes, another Bone Crusher, go to combat, shove, grow, hit you for 7, pass the turn, another marsh, fatal push, and passes, stomp the face, negate. So that means he does not have a hive up now. Play a tap land, play a Bone Crusher, and attempt to hit you to 2. Swamp. He has a hive up. Is that it though? He might be getting match 1. Got it. 1-0. Let's get in the next. Pick it, say go. Scoops it up. Run it back. Cliffs. Cat. Temple Garden untapped. Harden Scale, say go. Den. Cat. Witness. Max. Down to 15. Tap land. Initiate, say go. Swamp. Omnixilus. Makes a devil. Upticks. Get rid of Thrill Seeker. Cauldron. Eat the cat. Pass the turn. Another witness. Thoughtseize. Probably takes the giant. Takes the Coco. We will pitch a Spellbreaker. We'll lose. Plains. That's interesting. We'll stomp. Do I stomp Omnixilus or I stomp the cat? Either one is problematic. Let's get rid of the Ob. And we'll eat our Thrill Seeker. Pass the turn. Fatal Push. So we'll go ahead and snipe the Ob. Yeah, we were going to try to hold off till end of his turn to snipe the Ob. So Hearse is interesting. So he goes and eats up my yard and swings in just okay with everything. So we go to 9. Play Bone Crusher. Eat a Omnixilus. Pass the turn. Tap Den. Puts Jegs in hand. We should be technically playing Jegs. I just now realized that when I was doing my sideboarding. Passes. Play Pelt Collector. Play a tap land. Pass the turn. We'll eat the Thoughtseize. Plays the Sakazan. Plays Jegs. No attacks. And passes. Eats my Coco. Find another land. Not ideal. Pass the turn. I really wish I could attack with this so I could make this thing die. So I could eat it now and pump the giant, but I don't think that's a winning line. I'm going to turn on a Din. So he's going to get full on aggro. Cruise. So that's a 4/4. Shoves in with everything. That blocks there. So if I block here, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm at 3. If I block here, I'll be at 2. But is Din better or worse? I think Hearse is better to eat. So Initiate. Not the greatest of top decks. Eat the Pelt Collector. Yeah, we just can't block enough. Sure. So now we know that he's on that. Do we make any changes here? Cauldron's good. Ooze also pretty reasonable. And same with Knight. So we could probably go down the 2 spell breakers for those. 2-drop wise, we could probably just trim on a rookie for 1 ooze. For the remaining 2 oozes, maybe 1 spell breaker and 1 more rookie. And run it like that. We're on the play, so I think it's better to go low on the curve. Pick it. Scales. They go. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Passes. Vantage. Mentor. Say go. Wouldn't mind an untap land here. So I could double spell. Fatal Pushes. And a Springs. Play Brawler. Say go. Kills my Brawler. Well, that's rude. Harvester. And Urborg. Ooze. Play the Ooze. Pass the turn. Mayhem Devil. Kills my Ooze. Pings me for 1. Plays a Blood Crypt. Finally draw our land. Question, is it too late at this point? Night of Autumn. Put 2 counters on it. Say go. Picks up Jegs. And plays a Mountain. Mentor. That's not bad, actually. So first things first. Pelt Collector. Mentor. This might be the point where he quacks his blood to snipe my Pelt Collector, which is exactly what I want him to do. And we shove in for 5. Pass the turn. If he just taps out for Jegs here, that's not really good. for him. There's Jags. Okay, so that's like my best case scenario. If I can attack with the devil now, we'll take it and no questions asked. Stomping Grounds. Does that make things interesting? So play Stomping Grounds untapped. So I could Coco, or I could Thrill Seeker plus Sack. This becomes a 4/4, which is not enough to kill that. Oh wait, it comes a 5/5. Thrill Seeker. Pump the Thrill Seeker. Pop Jags. Hits my face. Now you could have a fatal push, but hit you to 5, say go. Another devil. You can't use Hive now. You have 2 devils? No. Omnixilus maybe? So how are you gonna do this? He's gonna kill my mentor and makes 2/3 loyalty Omnixiluses. Make a devil, and we will lose 2 life. Scavenging Ooze. Play the Ooze. Eat a devil. Go to combat. Smack your face. Gonna block there with the devil, which is what I'm expecting. So that goes at my face. We're at 5. And then we just pass. Pathway on red. Makes another devil to chomp. And then upticks the other ob. We take the 2. Goes to combat. Passes. Eat the harvester. Go to 14. Play a forest. Attack both at face. Chomps. Takes 5. So sacks it. Deals 1 to me. Or 2 to me. Alright, we're at 12. Draws a couple cards. So he's at 4. We pass. So upticks. We go to 10. We go to 8. We go to 7. Turns on the hive. Goes to combat. Shoves in. Eats ooze. So we'll go ahead and just eat a Jags. Go to 8. Coco. Mentor. Bone Crusher Giant. Attempt to block the Mayhem Devil. Okay, hits me to 7. Now he can also sack the treasure, but then again he doesn't have the devil no more. So we go to 4, but now he needs blockers. Pathway on red. Can he deal 4 points of damage to me? Witness. And a cat. We're at 3. So we draw a land. Eat the Mayhem Devil. Eat Mentor. Face. Yeah, we're going to take 2 here, or 4 here. So these 2 are getting through. It's not enough. So I think I leave them back to block. He blocks and blocks, right? Keeps the cat. Trying to find an oven. We pass. We'll go ahead and eat this witness. Upticks. We will eat our mentor. Then we'll eat our brawler. So we're at 8. Now we're at 6. Now we go to 4. Turns on the hive. Gonna push my mentor. Another ob. Alright, that's unfortunate. So he keeps this one, gets rid of this one. Then he upticks twice. So, I mean, we put up a huge fight, though. Like, only if I had this thing tapped for green, I would have been able to stay alive. But 1-1, let's get into the next. Snow-covered island. It must be spirits. Island. Or plains. Initiate. Say go. Oh, secrets are the key. This must be some sort of... And soul? What else would play snow-covered islands? Bone Crusher. Brawler. Hex Catcher. Shove in for 1. Say go. Okay, so this is Merfolk. Mono blue Merfolk. Plays another island. Passes. Play Mentor. This has to eat a counter. Sure. Hits ya. Grow and grow. Pass the turn. Hits me for 1. Take it. Finally drew a land, but not a red source. So we'll play that tapped. Play Hardened Scales. Go to combat. Probably going to play a Trickster? No. Lets me attack. It's pretty daring. Tidebinder to get rid of that trigger. Probably going to block the Initiate. No, it just takes the damage. Probably should have blocked the Initiate. Another Hex Catcher. Goes to combat. Shoves in for 7. Go to combat. Shove. I would love to have a land here, but we're not fortunate enough. Hit you to 4. He basically needs another Lord? Consider. Passes. There's our red source. How do I want to play this turn? I think I just shock myself and say go. Leave up Coco. or possibly even Bone Crusher Giant. Cracks a clue. Let's stomp a Hex Catcher. He should sack itself. Lets it go. Interesting. Pass the turn. Yeah, he definitely should have sacked that to counter the stomp, which would have fizzled my giant stomp. So, goes to combat. Passes. So Spellbreaker is interesting, but it's probably not good. I could also Thrill Seeker, which would put me at a good position here. So let's try Thrill Seeker. It's like pretty much a win if it resolves. Okay, Retorque. And we pass the turn. Makes it a 1/1. So it actually just makes it bigger but no trample. Passes. Alright, we untap. Coco. I think we just pass. Actually, we'll shove in for 4, since we will offer the trade, which turns on my Initiate. Pass the turn. Attempt to Coco. You're going to sack? Does not. We get these two. Put a counter on it. Any order. Got it. So against mono blue, probably not the Cauldron. I do like that this is wait, it's not uncounterable. So do I want Hole? Or I think I want Ranger class. I don't like that. Island. Fairy. Passes. Thicket. Pelt Collector. Say go. Plays an island and passes. Play Advantage. Sharp-Eyed Rookie. Shrinks, makes my Pelt Collector a 1/1. Forever. Hits you with a 1/1. Just passes? I don't think I have to worry about needing to pay. Attempt to play Mentor. Okay, makes that also a 1/1. Shove at you for 2. Passes. Put that on green. Ranger class. You have another Eaten by Piranhas. No, we get a wolf. Pay into Ranger class. So he's going to have to, if he has a Trickster, he's going to have to do it with pre-combat here. Which then we'll know if we get attack or not. We'll shove. Put the counter on the Mentor. Alright, so he untaps the Fairy. Blocks a 1/1. Takes 4. Considers. An island. I'm assuming shoves. Does not. What does that mean? Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Go to combat. Shove. Put the counter on the wolf. So these two both will be profit. This one is a good exchange. So he's going to turn that into a 1/1. Makes it a 3/3. But that means we get wide open Coco. Got it. 2-1. Let's get into the wrap up. All right, so what do we learn this week about this deck overall? We went 2-1 with the deck. Felt pretty reasonable. The mana base, I think, need a little bit more adjustments. I cut the pathways entirely for another Gorge, Farmland, and a pass, Sundown Pass. So I think 2 slow lands is fine for the deck to function. And overall, I liked it. So I definitely think one more fast land makes sense, just because our curve is quite low. So I think that should do some work. We also, of course, added Jegs to the board, cut a Invasion of Gomicon, especially since I feel like this deck typically only cuts 2 cards, right? Because we might rarely ever cut Scales. We might cut Coco against Lotus Field to go up the 3rd Damping Sphere, but past that, we probably rarely cut the Scales in the company, right? It's always the Soul Cauldron. So it's very tricky to get that to function. So we don't really need 3 copies of it in any given matchup. 2 should be suffice. So we cut the Cauldrons for the Invasions possibility, or cut the Cauldrons for a Ranger class. So those are like our potential changes also for Damping Sphere. So, and against aggro, you probably could just cut the Cauldron for Portable Hole, or potentially a Coco and a Hardened Scales for a Portable Hole. Depending on what matchup it is, if it's a graveyard-centric aggro deck, you might really still want Soul Cauldron. But other than that, like, the deck feels pretty solid. The mana base should address, I think, the loss we had against Rakdos Sacrifice. We did put up a big fight, I think, relatively speaking. It came down to the very end of the wire. He had to have another Ob Nixilis to win the game. But overall, I felt like that was a reasonable matchup overall. If you have any considerations for this deck, let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification before you head out that door. And until next time, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.